What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw Uncut Truth. Give you that raw content that you deservedly need. And shout out to everyone that's repping new media, the new wave. Get on or get lost, but we're here to stay. I got my brother from no other, Revolution Radio. Say what's up to the fam, my brother.
What's going on, good people? We about to cook tonight.
Alrighty. I see some people in the chat right now, but we're going to talk about today's game. It's funny. All me and my brother Revolution Radio, all we had to do was sit back and watch the games be played. Everybody talking about there's a process and LaMelo needs this or needs that. But we kept being consistent this whole time. And I told you guys, watch the Philadelphia 76ers game. It will tell you a lot. And Devontae Graham was horrible tonight. Devontae Graham tell you a lot. Couldn't find a shot in the ocean. He couldn't find it in the pond if he was shooting. He was horrible. Not only horrible, he didn't play defense. He was barbecue chicken all night. As for LaMelo Ball, this is supposed to be an off game for him. He has 4 steals, 2 blocks, 13 points, barely getting used to his strengths. And he just finds a way. And the one thing I respect about LaMelo Ball, until the clock struck 0, he kept hustling. He kept grinding. He played very hard. And the one thing I respect on athletes is when they give it everything they got, even when they're losing. I could live with that. But Graham was horrible. There's no more excuses. Right now, from what I've seen, LaMelo should be the starter over Devontae Graham. What do you think, Brother Rev?
Well, brother, as you so eloquently introduced the topic, I'm gonna go with, like you were saying, the positives. The positives that I saw tonight initially were Terry Rozier has found his rhythm as far as playing with LaMelo Ball. He knows how to pick his spots. He just has a knack for scoring the basketball. He has a knack for scoring the basketball. So, like I said, when the Hornets go through these dry spells, Terry Rozier does provide a big punch. Bismack Biyombo, I want to give a big shout out to Bismack Biyombo. This guy plays his heart out. He's one of the oldest members of the team. I think he is the oldest guy on the team. He plays his heart out, man. You know what I'm saying? He's undersized for the center position. He's 6'9", but he was down there battling with Joel Embiid the entire night, and he did not win that battle, but he did the best that he could, and I respect the man that goes out there and puts everything out there on the line. The Martin twins, I understand what the Martin twins are. They're really not too different from what Brother DJ has been saying the whole time, which are they just hustle guys, and really it's a lot of pump faking. Sometimes they make impact plays, but a lot of that is you could tell they just out to get theirs. But I will say they do bring a level of intensity off of the bench that I don't see from the starters. Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham are very, they're the guys worried about their sleeves, worried about their headbands, got to have his hair braided before the game. Is that type of energy with Devontae Graham. He's too chill. He's too chill for that young lion to be breathing down his neck. And last but not least, we sticking to the positives. LaMelo Ball, man. Let me tell you, man. Y'all know one of my sayings is a thing of beauty is a joy forever, man. LaMelo Ball, man, really he could have had 17 tonight. Really could have had 19 if he hit his free throws. They waved off a buzzer beater, and he Euro stepped the shit out of Joel Embiid. That was the third time he was about to make him look stupid on his home court, and they called a travel. But like DJ was saying to me, everyone in the NBA makes that same move. But LaMelo, man, I want to give a special shout out to this kid, man, because what you have is a young man that is being set up to fail. And y'all might be like, what do you mean by that? Look at the other, and I'm sorry for taking so long. I'm just trying to break this down real quick.
Oh no, you can cook, my brother. I want you to be 100% real on this.
Okay. And you know what I'm saying? If you look at the other rookies that are coming off the bench, they're having up and down games, like super up and down games. I've been watching Anthony Edwards. 4 out of the 5 games he's played in where he scored those points, the Timberwolves have been getting mopped. You know what I'm saying? He comes in with the second unit, and a lot of times the game is so out of hand. Anthony Edwards is stat bad. I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Cole Anthony tonight coming off the bench. He didn't have a good game. I think he only had 2 points. He didn't shoot a good percentage because it's very difficult for veterans that have been in the league to consistently come off the bench and produce night after night. I need y'all to listen to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why they give awards to a 6th man, because in order to come off the bench, you got to be a special player to be locked in and be a professional and produce when you don't even get a chance to break a sweat. You got to come off the bench in a limited time span and produce. So for a 19-year-old kid to be the 6th man tonight and come off the bench and undo almost all of the things that the starting unit did is one of the most impressive things I've seen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's difficult for your game to translate off the bench. Before LaMelo Ball got in the game, the Charlotte Hornets was down 15 to 16 points. When he gets in the game, he's a spark, he's energy, he's moving at a different pace, especially when he's fresh. He's getting steals. LaMelo, the average rookie would have finished tonight maybe 3 or 17. They would have kept shooting threes. They would have kept driving to the rack. Melo had to engineer offense tonight. He had to steal the ball and get layups. You know what I'm saying? Off of a rebound. He had to rebound and things of that nature. What we're seeing from this kid, and I'm about to pass it back over to DJ because I saw Shanker was on, and I wanted to give Shanker a chance to cook. But with that being said, DJ, let's just break this thing down. Let's get into it, man.
Yeah, Shanker just left. He'll be right back. But brother, you was cooking up a storm, man. This is part of the new media wave. You only get it real in this channel. There's not too many real ones out there, but you'll get it here. And our point was already proven. Out of all the players that gave effort each game, LaMelo, Bismack Biyombo, Miles Bridges, at times Terry at scoring, of course. Even the Martin twins scrap. They may be tunnel vision and may be selfish players and ball hogs, but they scrap, and that's why they get a couple minutes. I have to keep it real with y'all. Everybody else looking for theirs. Stat padding when they're losing. The coach puts them back in the game when they're getting their ass kicked so they could pad their stats to make it look like it's not too bad. I forgot Gordon Hayward had 20 points in this game. Brother Rev, did you think Gordon Hayward had a good game today for someone being paid $120 million?
No, sir.
He came back in the game to stat pad. He was getting locked up by Ben Simmons. And I'm glad this game happened. Because if you watch the 76ers, they're long, they're athletic, their guards are big. And you look at the Hornets got miniature guards, can't defend a lick, don't care about defending. And you got a player like LaMelo Ball who is stereotyped in being a non-defender. He's playing the best defense out there. You got a couple of commentators saying that LaMelo was the best player on the floor, even though he didn't lead the team in scoring. That was Terry Rozier. But what he did both ends of the court, he was the best tonight.
Brother, you know, we discussed the positives, and now it's time. Now it's time for that ether, man. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Oh, it's time, my brother.
it's time, man. A couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, my dates running, you know, they run into each other sometimes. Me and DJ were discussing with the panel what to do with LaMelo Ball, and what that panel told you, and you are the people, is to be patient. They said LaMelo Ball is not conditioned. LaMelo Ball doesn't know the playbook. And most importantly, they said, trust the process. Now, I thought it would have been enough when a beat reporter from the Charlotte Hornets, from Three Point Conversion, shout out to threepointconversion.com. Much love to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? But when he was listening to DJ's show and turned around and asked questions based off what he was hearing on this channel right here, DJ Raw Uncut Truth, I thought y'all would have got the memo that new media is here to stay. And DJ isn't just saying anything that he doesn't know about. See, a lot of times we subtly can belittle the next man because we view the next man in the light that we secretly view ourselves. So we belittle people we hear on YouTube. We belittle a man that's analyzing, and we say, well, hell, you just like me. You just got a YouTube channel. And we write it off. Anything that he doesn't. Well, what the wise man does, when the wise man sees that this YouTuber has more damn sense than a front office, at that point, you got to reconsider your position. Everything DJ has said about the Charlotte Hornet basketball team has come true in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, he said, and I saw the video, he said that LaMelo's teammates were freezing him out 2 weeks ago in the preseason. Now, anytime I go to Twitter and look up LaMelo Ball's name, 70% of the comments are talking about Caleb Martin and Cody Martin, the Corey Dillon, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? Is freezing out LaMelo Ball. Now we starting to get reports of cliquish behavior between Terry Graham and the twins. Brother DJ said this 2 weeks ago. And this is the same brother that was a quote-unquote fan and a quote-unquote YouTuber back then, but it seems like this man knows what he's talking about. We also said on the panel, we said, trust the process. What process, man? Y'all, let's stop playing, man. Like, once again, I am so against narratives, man. Like, I do not believe in narratives and brainwashing.
Preach.
You cannot tell us a team, and I'm going to use LeVar's word. Shout out to the big baller. A raggedy-ass team like the Charlotte Hornets. What process, man?
Raggedy.
What process? Why are y'all so willing to believe in the establishment? Why are y'all so willing? It's almost like Clippers fans feeling like they rivals with Lakers fans. Y'all ain't won shit. Just because you spend a lot of money on people does not mean that the Clippers organization has a process. The Clippers organization never won nothing. Same thing with Charlotte. The only difference is the Clippers were actually able to get two marquee players, and Charlotte spent $140 million, $130 million on Gordon Hayward, who has looked like absolute garbage the last 3 games. Every 20-point game ain't good. If you look at Gordon Hayward on the court with the rest of the Charlotte Hornets, he looks like him and Devontae Graham look like the odd men out of the starting lineup. It looks terrible. And they have this man playing positionless basketball, thinking he's the point guard. Look here, man. You trust the process once an organization gives you a resume of a process. When a kid who is 19 years old and never played college basketball and didn't finish high school and all of these circuits and the business of basketball, and he's coming in and he's looking like the best player on your team. I didn't say best scorer before somebody says Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier can fill it up. But Terry Rozier struggles on defense from time to time. Terry Rozier is short, and Terry Rozier does not get the amount of steals LaMelo Ball gets. LaMelo Ball looks like the best player on the Charlotte Hornets right now. Free the man. My bad, Shanker. Do your thing, bro.
Nah, man, you blowing fire right now. Y'all tearing it up. I, I'm agreeing 100% with everything you saying, man. I mean, I can't. I have a whole nother beast right now. Is watching how the freeze game. Not only is it intensifying, but you have players like Gordon Hayward who just can't understand that he's not a point guard. You can't dribble. And when you dribble up the middle and you turn the ball over, when you're staring LaMelo off when he has the open lane, I've watched the game twice and I've seen it all game and I've seen it numerous times. Terry Rozier has learned to buy in. He learned real quick. If I want to make this a career, work with LaMelo. Don't need to work against him. LaMelo, I think you said it before, Rev. LaMelo feeds everybody. DJ too. He feeds everybody and he makes every look at Biz. Biz is eating off of LaMelo. We are seeing somebody we never even heard before, would never even think of in the NBA, is now his name is ringing around, is becoming a center who's going against, like, look what he did to eBay tonight. I mean, Joel got his, but still, he was frustrated, and for a game that, I know they weren't going to win this game, but just to see how LaMelo comes in and changes the atmosphere, and he does it with joy. He does it with a laughter, with a humor about it that I think a lot of the veteran players, they don't have that. They lost that. It became such a business. So a lot of it, it kind of got worked out of them over the years. You could tell, but seeing it in LaMelo, it brings a different joy to the game. So I thought he had another superb game. I don't really, look at the numbers and say, oh, he didn't get 20 or anything like that. To me, he set the pace of the game. Defensively, he set the pace of the game. He's the best defender right now I've seen on that team. I mean, his length at 6'8" is a problem.
Man, you two brothers are the example of what I talk about new media. Truth, passion, heart, and realness. That's what new media is about. It's not sensationalism. It's not things to exaggerate to have a clickbait story. This is what you get. And for LaMelo Ball, I want to say congratulations to him, the second youngest player to record 10 plus points, 5 plus assists, 4 plus steals. The youngest to do it was LeBron James, of course. He came out of high school. But people forget LaMelo Ball is 19 years old. He's coming off the bench. When he comes in, he has to fish for stats and points because they don't even run plays for him. He's a damn point guard. This is the adversity the brother's facing. And it's bad enough that he has jealous teammates. Now, Reb told you guys, when I made the video about 2.5 weeks ago about LaMelo being froze out, I had received so much hate from those who thought I was making shit up. But when you watch the game and you watch the chemistry, it's pretty obvious. And I want to say shout out to the Charlotte Hornet fans for picking it up. You got players who were never drafted. I just found out that Devontae Graham wasn't even a second round pick. He was an undrafted player. And to see James Borrego coddle him, give him all the minutes in the world, he's still playing 30 plus minutes. And he's shooting horrible. They don't want LaMelo to shine for some reason. Luckily, there's teammates who found out, hey, let me play well with LaMelo and I'll get mine. And that's Terry Rozier. Shout out to Terry Rozier, who has proven a point to be a great backcourt partner with LaMelo Ball. At first, we was critical, but here at DJ's Raw and Cut Truth, when a brother shows that they can provide in a winning culture, we give him his props. And I'm going to give Terry Rozier his props. I'd rather see a Terry Rozier, LaMelo Ball backcourt than a Terry Rozier, Devontae Graham backcourt. You got to have height. You can't have two miniature midget shooting guards in that damn backcourt. Philly showed you that if your backcourt is short, you're going to pay. And a lot of NBA teams are tall. Philly had guards out the bench that was 6'5" and up, and they couldn't handle it. So what Coach JB should do is have Devontae Graham in his office. Be honest with him. Don't be a beta male. Be honest with him and tell him that they can use him well off the bench. And when he's coming off the bench, he could control the second unit. He could take as much shots he wants in the second unit. But they're going to need LaMelo to start because he's the actual point guard. He makes other players better. And he's active. Now, these shines try to lie to every one of us to say, oh, LaMelo's not starting because he's a horrible defender. He had 4 steals today, 2 blocks. And metrically wise, he's a top 2, top 3 defender for the Hornets for the past 3 games. The media won't talk about it because they're the old media. But the new media will talk about it. We're going to keep it real today, man. I'm going to pass this down to Rev so he could cook some more. But I hope the Hornets hear us out. The media is. Shout out to 3-point conversions. You know what the deal is. We need more people like that to hold these coaches accountable and to answer the critical questions that need to be answered.
Brother, shout out to 3-point conversion. He just retweeted. You know what I'm saying? The show, and that's love, man. That's love, and that's what the new media is about. With that being said, I'm about to give y'all an analogy, man. And we're going to cross sports for a second. I understand the metaphor and where I'm going with it. Will we say that the Jacksonville Jaguars is a more successful franchise with the Charlotte Hornets than the Charlotte Hornets? I would say yes. And the reason why I would say yes, the Jacksonville Jaguars have been to, I think, 3 AFC conference championships. The Charlotte Hornets have never been anywhere near the final round of the Eastern Conference. Anywhere near. They haven't sniffed it. In the history of history, they have not sniffed it. Why is that important? Do you think if the Jacksonville Jaguars draft Trevor Lawrence, they're going to be worried about the emotions of their quarterback right now, who is Gardner Minshew? Hell no. Because the numbers don't match up, because Gardner Minshew, if he got drafted, he's a low draft pick. Why does that matter when it comes to the Charlotte Hornets? Brother DJ just brought it up. I didn't do my due diligence. I was thinking that Devontae Graham was a second-round draft pick. I was saying to myself, because everybody was coming on here, trust the process and the process. I done got so processed. I done got so much process. I feel like I got a perm. I got an S curl in this joint. Every time I come on here, somebody telling me about the process with the Charlotte Hornets. Okay, I digress. With that being said, though, when I found out that this man was an undrafted player, so that means you trying to do him a favor and pay him for no reason. You don't even have to pay this guy. If Devontae Graham got mad and wanted to walk, you could let him walk, and the only thing you lost was an undrafted 3-year player. I've never in the history of history heard a 3rd draft pick be subject to an undrafted 5'11" shooting guard. For me, I'm just telling you, man, whoever come on here talking about process, stop playing with me. Look, this thing is deeper than what we talking about. I'm going to stick with what I said the first night I was on here. The reason why LaMelo Ball is not starting is because his last name is Ball. If LaMelo Ball, his name was LaMelo Jackson, and his father was a LeVar Ball, anybody with eyes can see that boy supposed to be starting. Anybody with eyes that's objective can see that LaMelo Ball at least is the third best player on that team. At least. Because as good as Miles Bridges is, if anyone's been studying the game, Miles Bridges struggles to create his own shot. What we've seen from Gordon Hayward this year, I see some comments saying Gordon Hayward is an all-star. He was an all-star. He's earned his way in the league. Well, so did Isaiah Thomas that's on NBA TV right now, but he's 50, and he can't play the game anymore. Well, Gordon Hayward still has not shown us that he can play at the level that he played in Utah. Why y'all keep talking about Ghost? That Gordon Hayward that's in Utah is gone. This is another guy coming off of several injuries. But we've been so conditioned to trust people who have not given us any reason to trust them. And this is why normally I'm not a fan of a team, because I understand that teams are always trying to put the business first. They're trying to put the business first. They want to save dollars. I'm not about to be sitting on here and, oh, well, this is just the way it goes. It goes like this because y'all accept it. But DJ's Raw Uncut Truth, he doesn't accept the narratives. So he's willing to push the envelope, and it got to a reporter that covers the Charlotte Hornets because the brother was courageous enough to speak up on it. Now, people make statements, oh, well, y'all are only fans of LaMelo. Y'all are not looking out for what's best for the team. Shout out to three-point conversions. Y'all are not looking for what's best for the team. I tell you what's not best for the team. When you have your 5'11" combo guard matching up with Ben Simmons, that's barbecue chicken. That's a nightmare. That's not best for the team.
Chicken.
When your starting unit is one of the worst starting units per trip down the court, that's not best for the team. I saw some people saying some things about PJ Washington. Man, they were playing PJ Washington for a spell against Joel Embiid in the paint. PJ Washington looks like he's 6'6". The team is already underwhelming when it comes to size. What are we expecting? If y'all watched the show last night, me and DJ tried to preview that it was going to be a massacre. We tried to tell people it was going to be a massacre because they do not match up with front lines that are big right now, because Cody Zeller is out. Bismack Biyombo plays hard, but he's really the only center that they're playing right now. And you got too many meat guards in the backcourt. So at some point, someone within the Charlotte Hornets organization is going to have some fortitude and go ahead and make this call on Devontae Graham. I'm not saying LaMelo's going to come in and fix all your problems. I highly doubt it. But at least he'll energize your fan base. You'll start seeing a glimpse of the future. That's why the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to start Trevor Lawrence. They're hoping that he can take them to the playoffs, but they just want to energize their fan base. I don't understand. I've never seen a team slow walk a third pick for undrafted 5'11" shooting guard. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Hey, brother, remember I made that reference from the Temptations?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and it goes like this, if you guys forgot. Ain't nobody here to see you, Caleb. Sorry for those who don't know.
Man.
But Shanker, man, we just had Rev cooking, man. We're gonna have you cook because I know you have a lot to say, my brother.
Man, Rev is spot on, man. I mean, you guys are killing it. I mean, this is pretty much like watching these guys play right now and watching like LaMelo just control the pace and move without the ball. Let's just talk about that, man. Like the movement without the ball. And I'm gonna say this, and I hate to do this because I don't like to bring up the brother.
I know it's coming.
But if Lonzo learned to move without the ball like LaMelo did, the shot, it's almost impossible for him not to get shots the way he moves without the ball. Like that's what Steph Curry's about. You know that Steph Curry never stays still, right? But Lonzo stays still. But LaMelo, he don't stay still. And I think it forces this team, even being the bad movement that they have and the one-on-one, the ISO ball that they're so good at playing individually with all these guards, that it forces them to have to find him because they get into trouble a lot because they're shorter guards. It really showed, like you said, tonight. Anytime they go up against the Lakers or a team like this that's big, they're going to get they're going to have problems even in New Orleans with Adams and Lonzo, because being a longer team, they clog up that middle and shut down them little guards. I mean, you saw two short guards go against the Pelicans tonight, and that's two of the best shorter guards I think in the league, and Kyle Lowry. So I mean, I don't really see that how long the coach will be able to continue with the same excuse that he continues to lay out there and just saying I'm evaluating, because you're not evaluating LeBron James and Anthony Davis. We're evaluating Cody Zeller and PJ Washington. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is you evaluating a JV team. You don't evaluate JV teams, right? So, you take your best players, you move them up. Right now, you're missing that part of the formula. He forgot that from high school coaching. You take your best players, you move them up. Okay? We need to stop playing games, with young people and all this other extras. LaMelo is showing a high level of skill set that the rest of the team doesn't have. That's just the facts. And then you could say, well, is defense weak? No, can't say that no more. There's no excuse for that because we all see it. He's taking as many balls as Lonzo is. They're almost matching defensive stat lines now. Like that, and then he can rebound. If he wants to, you see how he's going in there trying to post up on Joel? Like, really? You posting up on him? He's dirty. He's still posting up on him. So I mean, LaMelo shows that he's got the heart to do it and take over. I think the turnover twins are going to figure it out that they're either going to buy in or buy out. I think they hustle. I told you guys before, y'all remember me saying this. We had that
You did, brother. You did.
That I would keep one of them as my sixth to bring off the bench when we picked our five. And I said there's value to them when they're separate. But you could tell when they play together, they clog each other up, So, they hustle. They got that Josh Hart mentality. They're not afraid to battle. So there's a value to that somewhat, but they got to buy in. I think there's some crack in it, though. I did see some communications tonight that looked a little different. So I don't know if they're starting to realize that they're not either going to sit.
Hey, Shanker.
Mm-hmm.
Let me add to that. Yeah, there is some crack into it when they don't pass the ball to LaMelo.
Right. Exactly.
They must be on some, because how in the hell you don't pass the ball to the point guard? They're looking them off. They missing them on cuts.
Right.
And I like that name, the turnover twins. They really think they're the Wonder Twins. They think they're so amazing. They're taking all these shots. They turning over the ball, thinking they Magic Johnson dribbling the ball. It's pathetic, man. And they need to stick to their role, and then they'll produce more. But they make it so hard on themselves. Look at Terry Rozier. We said it at the beginning of the show. Terry Rozier is buying in. And since he's buying in, and you see in the huddles, Terry Rozier is talking with LaMelo. He's communicating with him. He's trying to see what they could do on the court and what works best. And you see Terry Rozier light up Philly. That's because he bought in. Now the other folks, they're not buying in because there's jealousy there. It's pretty obvious. Fans are saying it. So it's not just me or you and anybody else. That needs to be fixed. Maybe it'll be fixed in a month. We'll see. But yeah, there has to be a better performance by them. Also, the starters. There's a metric out. I think Rev's seen it. In the past couple of games, the Hornets starters have one of the most negative plus minuses at the first half. They're horrible in the first half. For some reason, they don't click well offensively and defensively. And then it takes a Miles Bridges and LaMelo coming off the bench to be a spark plug. that tells you enough who should be playing.
Bella24 forever, shout out to you. You just said something that I think God loved. You said Hayward having the ball in his hands makes my eyes hurt. I swear to God. Like, bruh, like I can't look, man. I never used to watch that movie when I was a kid, Hoosiers, bro. Because it's not the brand of basketball that I want to watch. You know what I'm saying? My kind
It
of
hurt.
basketball movie was, you know what I'm saying, He Got Game, something like that. But seeing jokers run up the court and goddamn boxers dribbling upright, that's not for me. Every time I see Gordon Hayward bringing the ball up the court, bro, like it's so counterproductive. He's not even using himself right. Like DJ is saying, I'm not just saying this on some fanboyism or nothing like that. Bro, if they would just run the offense through Melo, everyone on that starting lineup can eat. Everyone can eat. Like they're making this difficult because even when he comes off the bench, they're not running sets. So a lot of the things he's creating, and this is why I was saying he's different from another player that we compare him to, is because Melo creates things out of nothing. So if the kid got 5 assists out of nothing, could you imagine if you actually scheme to get Gordon Hayward fed and scheme to get Terry Rozier's fed instead of preaching this bullshit talking about positionless basketball like you the 017 Warriors. You don't have Durant, you don't have Curry, you don't have Klay Thompson, you don't have Draymond Green. You out there with Devontae Graham and Terry Rozier who's trying to eat. You also got Gordon Hayward that really hasn't played meaningful basketball at a high level since, and maybe I can be nice, some skits and some stints in Boston. So it's to the point, not only do they have guys like Gordon Hayward bringing the ball up, DJ, I've seen PJ Washington try to go coast to coast. McDaniels has a turnover, at least 2 turnovers each game because they got this guy trying to bring the ball up the court. You don't draft point guards like LaMelo and Lonzo if you're going to try to play positionless basketball. They're throwback point guards. They're Chris Paul type point guards when it comes to vision and things of that nature. So why would you try to make your center the point guard? One more thing I want to say. For all of these people that have been preaching trust the process and yada, 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 and that, well, this is the way thing goes. Egos are bruised, and they think they're better than LaMelo. Yeah, that sounds good. But they knew this when they drafted Melo. They knew that it could potentially be a logjam on guards when it came to their team. But somebody in that organization at the top, Michael Jordan, I would say, said, the hell with that, we'll figure it out. Well, it's time to figure it out. It's time to figure it out. I don't want to hear no more excuses for this team and this front office. And he got to earn it in all of this. When they drafted LaMelo Ball, they knew they had Devontae Graham coming back. They knew Terry Rozier was coming back. But they obviously drafted the kid because they realized they weren't good enough. It's time for them to put their big boy pants on.
Wow, that was powerful. And shout out to Saint Mese. He said that one beat writer has changed the whole tune. Yes, he did. And again, shout out to 3 Point Conversions. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube channel. He does interviews with the Charlotte Hornets, Hawks, Orlando Magic. They're doing some good things over there. Part of the new age of media. If you really support anything with new media, you will support his channel and other brothers like him who are doing the right thing, asking the right questions, and being the part of change that we deservedly need. Also, Trashy Play 6'9" says y'all saw how they froze LaMelo in the fourth quarter. The only person playing with the flow of the offense was Terry, and he was kept them in the game. What do you think, DJ? That's exactly true. That's why we gave Terry Rozier his props. Terry Rozier was the one that won. Out of all the teammates, he ended up being a winner because he figured it out. He's like, LaMelo Ball has one of the most talented passers in the league. He's going to feed me the ball. I'm going to score more. When he figured it out, look at Terry Rozier's averages. Besides that bad game he had, he's been balling out because he's figured out that he doesn't have to, freeze out LaMelo. You let LaMelo do what he does, he's going to feed you the ball. And look at the assists. When they were trying to come back, it was too late. But they were trying. And Terry Rozier may have just avoided being traded by his latest performances. That's what common sense gets you. Now, everybody else, you got Malik Monk. I can't believe he came out here talking about he wants to play more minutes because he thought he was growing last season. You freaking scored 10 points on a team that had the 3rd overall pick. How in the hell is that an accomplishment? You out here talking about more minutes. This shit doesn't make sense to me. But that's the dilemma of the Charlotte Hornets. Stop having forwards and centers dribbling up the ball and putting your point guard's hand. If you're not going to put in Terry's hand, put in LaMelo's hand. He's the distributing guard. He's the facilitator. But they make it so hard because there's so much pride. The coach, he's worried about making everybody happy. Screw being happy. Try to get the win. I'm not here to say if LaMelo starts that the Hornets are going to be the 5th seed, 6th seed, 7th seed. They may just be a 9th seed. But at least you will see what the future will look like and the culture will be built. This year should all be about culture development. Not trying to not bruise egos and making sure everybody is satisfied with every time they complain. Build around your number 3 overall pick. F the process.
Yeah, brother. You said it, man. Philadelphia was saying trust the process. They stunk up the joint for 5 years to get Joel Embiid, to get Ben Simmons, and what has that gotten them so far? They look better this year, but so far with them, what did it get them last year? A 1st round exit. I'm tired of these trash organizations telling me to trust them just because. That's not how it works. Whatever job y'all work respectively, you cannot go to your job stinking up the joint for 20 years. And when they try to fire you, you tell them, well, just trust the process. I'm gonna get better. Nah. That's not how this works. You know what I'm saying? The Charlotte Hornets, man, I've been going back and forth about where they're gonna go as far as seeding, man. And I'm not saying this because of Melo not starting, because it's not even about minutes anymore. He needs to start because the narrative at the beginning of the year was he has to earn his minutes. Okay, well, Devontae Graham needs to earn his minutes. You know what I'm saying? And he's not earning his minutes, and Melo has proven to earn his. So by that standard, he should be starting. But I digress. With that being said, man, this team looks like it really, man, when I look at it, they just look like a team that could be up for the number 1 pick. They just do. And I'm not saying it because of anything that's going on with coaching or anything going on with Melo. I'm saying it, period. If you just look at them when they play elite teams, unless the team is taking them as a joke, then like if the team is on a B+ game or a B- game that night, they got a chance to really watch them off the court, because they just don't match up well. They're so deficient in so many areas. It's almost hard to believe that it's an NBA team. And I'm not even talking about youth. I'm talking about the way they use it. Like they keep talking about in the chat. Vernon Carey's on the bench. He never sees the light of day. Richardson is on the bench. He never sees the light of day. And you're down a center. You only got one center that you're playing right now. You know what I'm saying? Which is Bismack Biyombo. And you're running P.J. Washington, who has a thumb injury, at center as well. So now you done lost P.J. Washington potentially for the next game or two. I just don't understand this organization. And this season could really turn into a train wreck. It really can. Like, this season for the Charlotte Hornets has the potential to go way off the rails. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Shanker.
That's a fact, man. And just let me add to that, man. Like, Gordon Hayward, I think, I don't want people to get us wrong on this one. He's a good player. But the system that he bought into, I think when Gordon Hayward got the contract, came to the team, I think he may have thought, this is going to be my team. I'm going to be able to do my game. I'm going to be the guy. And when he found out that a rookie came up and has now became the guy, it doesn't look like he quite knows where to fit in. If you watch where he's at, he doesn't know whether he's driving the ball, whether he's kicking it out, who to kick it out to. Like you said, they look lost. So seating-wise, there's no way in hell I'm going to try to give them a seating right now. And I'm definitely going to say that Cade Cunningham, they're going to probably be in that lottery pick again. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like DJ, this is development. They got to figure out how to put it together. Right now, they're missing way too many pieces to try to make a run at any play. Like there's just no necessary, to go up there and be a punching bag. Like you want to have a shot at it if you're going to go and put in that kind of work and take that kind of abuse, But to get up there and start messing around at that level and you really don't even have a center, you don't know who's getting the ball, who's your real guards controlling. So by the trade deadline, maybe 20 games in, we'll have a better picture. But right now, no, it's too soon. No way.
Yeah, Saint Mese says, what do y'all think about them trading for Marvin Bagley? I would love it. I would love it. He's been he's been underutilized by Fluke Walton. So you already know what it is. I really think he could become an all-star one day if he goes to the right team, especially in the Eastern Conference. I think he can. I would make that move instantly. That's just me.
Hell, the problem is who the hell is Sacramento gonna want from Charlotte for Marvin Bagley? That's the problem. Who you
Two for one. The Twins for one.
Man, they don't want no damn Twins, bro.
What?
So they can dribble up and down the court instead of giving the ball to Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox.
They get 2 for 1.
I can see it right now. Mitch Kupchak telling Vlade for the Kings, hey, what about the Martin twins? So they could ball hog on this team? Hell no.
We'll throw in Cody Zeller at half off, so you'll get 2 for 1 when at half off.
Man, he'd rather take a Buffalo Wings and a Sprite. I'll take that.
Well, hell, I mean, I see what you're saying. In the chat, Hornets, Rap Guy Reloaded. Hornets want to play positionless basketball, man, and shit. I want $1 million in a yacht in damn Dubai. I mean, it does not matter, man. It does not matter, man. I don't want to project too far in the future, but if they do end up with that number 1 pick, and I'm telling you, they have a chance to. It's gonna be hard for this team to win games. With that being said, especially when all the teams get conditioned and they get to run it at their regular NBA pace, it's gonna be difficult. But with that being said, if they want to play positionless basketball and they draft a kid like Cade Cunningham and you got 2 6'8" guards in the backcourt, now you can run positionless basketball. Now you can start doing these things because you got interchangeable pieces. You're out there trying to run positionless basketball with 2 pawns as your guards. Like these guys are not like, you know what I'm saying, world beaters. Terry Rozier looks like a world beater when he's scoring because what you got to understand is he's a combo guard that's getting matched up with a lot of slower 2s and 3s. And he is a master at pacing in the lane. You know what I'm saying? He's great with his footwork. He's great knowing when to shoot a floater. He's great knowing when to Euro step. So, you know what I mean? Terry Rozier is a scorer, but has he shown us a consistency of being able to assist other people and set up for other people? No. So he can't be a positionless player because he's always going to really be better utilized as a scorer, man. I mean, look, man, talking about this team, honestly, the more we talk about it, the more lost I feel my damn self, man.
Come on now.
Yo, Rap Guy says D-Vouch ain't the GM no more. Oh, my bad, man. You know I don't keep up with the Kings, especially with Luke Walton coaching them. Paul, I can't say that full name. Melo might be the best defender on the Hornets. Well, if you keep getting those steals, he gonna prove another narrative wrong.
And let me ask y'all about this, DJ. Let me ask y'all a question real quick. What you think about how Melo matched up with Ben Simmons tonight?
I think he held his own. I think he did a good job. If you notice, Ben Simmons mostly got his points from the Oompa Loompa guards guarding him. Yeah. So I mean, he was being smart. Like when LaMelo comes in, I'll be assertive and only passing. You see, when LaMelo was guarding him, he's like, let me hold back and let me just be a point guard, not worry about scoring.
Yeah, he didn't take no shots.
No, he didn't. But when those other Oompa Loompa doopity doos was guarding him, I mean, it was go time for him, man. He took advantage of that. One thing about Ben Simmons, he has high IQ. He doesn't try to get out of his game now. He needs to work on having a 3-point shot. He made one this year. That's progress. That's crazy even saying that.
Wow.
But man, that's crazy.
But somehow they don't talk about that though.
No.
Nah, that's embarrassing. If there was any of the Ball brothers only shooting 1 3 out of a couple of games, it'll be hell on earth. They'd be talking about LeVar, bringing up LeVar's name when it doesn't even concern them.
I do feel that the way LaMelo is playing, though, for these owners and GMs, it does bring up a question and a curiosity about what is Jello. Because you got one extreme of Lonzo to one extreme of LaMelo. What is Jello? And I wonder, is that going to make you maybe crack a door somewhere? Because there's still a possibility that, I mean, if someone sees them shoot, you may get a chance. Because, I mean, looking at the shooters that are on the Hornets team right now, I mean, I saw better talent in the JBA. I said it. I said it. And I'm talking, where's AB the hero? I'm going to talk about the people's champ, Curtis Hollis. Man, that brother.
Yo, I want to answer your question real quick, Shanker. You were saying, I think you asked about what was the first question, Shanker?
About the Ben Simmons?
Yeah, the Ben Simmons situation. Yeah. I saw the same thing you saw. In the second half, they made an adjustment and started one switch. They went to the post because he didn't want to do nothing with Melo off the dribble. He felt like Melo was quicker and Melo could get lower and potentially steal the ball. Melo already had like 3 steals. So they made the adjustment and they took Melo to the post. And Melo held his own once again. Verticality, he didn't foul, and Ben Simmons missed the layup. And then on offense, at the beginning of the game, Ben Simmons didn't want nothing to do with Melo. That's why he was checking Gordon Hayward. And anytime that switch would come, he'd switch back to Gordon Hayward. In the third and fourth quarter, he was forced to play LaMelo. And I'm telling you, LaMelo got to the rack whenever Melo wanted to get to the rack. I've never really bought in. Like, I'm not a narrative guy, so y'all can say I'm tripping. I've never really bought into Ben Simmons' defense. Ben Simmons is a wide-ass body, bro. Like, he's wide. He's 6'10", and he's wide. Mm-hmm. So what he does is he plays with his length, which is smart, but he's not good side to side. He's not a great side-to-side defender, and that's why Terry Rozier was able to get in the lane so many times, is because he's so crafty. Well, LaMelo was getting to the rack on Ben Simmons. What was happening is Joel Embiid was rotating over, and he was making those layups very difficult for Melo in the second half. Also, Ben Simmons got away with 2 fouls when Melo went to the rack. So I don't know, man. I saw the first, and this is not to rain on Lonzo. I know it might be taken that way. But I saw the first time that Ben Simmons played Lonzo. And Ben Simmons was pushing up on Lonzo. He was really disrespecting his game. I didn't see none of that energy tonight. I didn't see none of that energy when it came to Melo. And like I said, I saw the Melo finish on Joel Embiid 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So, it's going to be an interesting matchup to watch going forward. I think eventually if Ben Simmons doesn't develop a 3-point shot, they're going to move on from him. Yeah, man. So that's what I saw with the Ben Simmons situation.
Yeah, facts. Because I definitely see that. And another thing I noticed too is that LaMelo definitely didn't look that small next to Ben Simmons or Joel.
That's
And I mean,
facts.
and to see him in the post, man, trying to post up Joel, man, that's like, there's not a lot of rookie guards that would take that task. He throws elbows, he gets dirty. And LaMelo did not back down. I mean, I think that's another thing that's earning respect from a lot of the NBA players is that he's not getting punked. Even when they don't call him the fouls, he doesn't get up, crying to the refs. He's just doing the same thing LaMelo has always done his whole career, get back in the game. I think that's why he's able to get steals. When they kind of they throw the ball inbounds, he's right there and steals it right after he just shot a free throw. Like the rest of the team is down at the court already. So it's that whole different set of IQ that you can't teach. That instinct that team lacks that he has. It's hard to find. It's hard to hide that.
Shaker, man. Yeah, bro. This whole platform, this whole show today was really, really needed to be said. It was some good energy, not only from the panel, but from the chat. We Hungry Bro says Ben Simmons gave LaMelo props after the game, Rev. Talent recognized talent, game recognized game. And I'm not surprised at all. Every game LaMelo plays, first it was Luka, KD, then Luka. Everyone is bringing up LaMelo Ball and giving him props. But you got some haters on the bench and some are starting not doing it. It's funny. If LaMelo was on any other team putting in that type of work, he would have been used more. And luckily, the fans of Charlotte, they're sick of it. They want to see LaMelo Ball play more. They want to see some type of vision. They want to have a face. They want LaMelo to grow into a face, a marketability to promote Charlotte. And they're not getting that right now. And deservedly so. They're right to be pissed off. But yeah, LaMelo, he ain't no punk, man. He gonna come out swinging. He's the number 3 overall pick. And he out here diving for loose balls more than undraftees and second-round picks on the team. That should tell you something.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, that is crazy. How in the hell you gonna have a number 3 overall pick out hustling you?
He kind of made Danny Green look bad tonight too.
Several times.
Like, I mean, Tobias Harris still is a solid, role player, but they look slow. He just makes everybody look a step slower on the court. I know that youth is something, but it's a different type of speed. He seems in more control of his movement, but I really do like the way he's integrating, some of these players that were like Biz and all them guys. He's using them. He's using them to make the team to get the best out of them he can. And I think they need to recognize it, because this dude has no fear. This is one game that he could have totally bagged down, could have came out here and went 0, went cold. We've seen somebody else do stuff like that before. I'm not going to name any names. But, I mean, it just seems like the courage bug got him to the point where he takes I think he brings a little bit of street to the game. You know, he like LaMelo plays like this at LA Fitness and Chino Hills. The game is really no different from when he plays in the gym with a bunch of no names to when he's playing in the pros right now. He does the same thing.
Bro, Shanker, you know what's so amazing what LaMelo did tonight? Even though Joel Embiid is a dominant force and a big guy, he took it to him.
Yep.
He took it to him. And I didn't want to say this, man. You know, we love Lonzo. You know, we hope he does well this season. But let's be honest, if they were playing the 76ers, he's taking so many threes in that game. He ain't taking no damn layups. He like Plies. I ain't taking no layups, big. I ain't taking no layup, big. I'm shooting a three, big.
He'll take a layup, but that ball hit the backboard so hard because it'll be flying past.
Boy, he gonna go full speed, ducking his head down, just hoping to get it. Hoping to get that layup.
Man, come on. He got the W tonight.
Yeah, shout out to Lonzo. But it would have been like he's going full speed, taking the layup, and he asking his teammates, did I make it? the king goes 16 threes only.
Yo, hoop jargon, boy. You a legend for that, man.
Shout out to hoop jargon, man. 16
man.
ain't enough.
DJ, I was thinking about what you just said, man. Listen to the names and the gambit this kid has run through in his first 6 games. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and Luka Doncic. And he's put up his highest games on these teams. You know what I'm saying? His best games have been on these teams, man. Like,
Wow.
so when it gets to the scrub units, you know, it should be barbecue chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The next game I think is gonna be LaMelo's most difficult game because Doc Rivers has to be coaching pride in that locker room to those veterans. They're gonna make adjustments. They said that a lot of these teams are treating these 2-game series like mini playoff series. You know what I'm saying? So this will give them a chance to react and to study Melo's game, and they're gonna make adjustments. And now this is something we all should be excited for because now we get to see Melo's counter to those adjustments. Because most rookies don't have a counter to the adjustments that are made, and most rookies go through seasons where you don't see a team for another 2 weeks or something like that. So, or maybe another month. So it's going to be interesting to see what adjustments they make to LaMelo's style and how Melo counters. Because like y'all said, tonight for him to come out and play the way that he played was absolutely courageous, man. And, you know, like you said, Shanker, this is a game that would be easy for a rookie to struggle. I saw when Anthony Edwards played the Lakers, man, he looked like a damn deer in the headlights. You know what I mean? So going against two of the best teams in the Eastern Conference in a week and a half and taking it to them, man, I think that speaks volumes about the kid's mentality.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. The kid has it, man. He has it. And they're going to really hate on LaMelo when he gets starters minutes. They hating on him now, but they really going to hate on him. But for those who are listening and who's either a fan of LaMelo or the Hornets, the Charlotte Hornets, there's a sleeper on their bench right now that they didn't even use because they're trying to make sure all the other guards are happy. Grant Riller. He's a steal.
Yeah, don't get no Riller. That's real.
He's a marksman shooter, shooting 40+% from college. He's a strong 6'3" guard, power guard. He could get to the lane. I'm telling you right now. And I don't think the only reason why he's not playing, they got too many guards and they're trying to manage egos. But I'm saying it right now. Grant Riller, he got game. And once he gets playing time, man, I don't know if Terry Rozier is even he gonna wish he's traded if Grant Riller is playing. I'm telling you this before everything goes down. I was right about Halliburton. I was right about Paco, the big man from OKC. I was right about many others. When I see it, when I see talent, I'm usually right. I've been wrong before, but when I actually see the film and break down, I I usually will be like, yeah, that could work. But don't forget that name, Grant Riller, and it gets no Riller, like the brother Reb said.
Let me ask you brothers, both of you brothers, a question real quick, man. Let's zero in on a target, man. It's time to zero in on a specific target on the Charlotte Hornets. How much longer? How many more games can you see 9% shooting games and 19% shooting games from Devontae Graham before it's just it's criminal to have him start over Melo? At what game does this madness stop? Because tonight he was horrible once again. He's been horrible for the last 3 games. At what point does this end, DJ? You too, Shanker.
Yeah, this should end already. You've already seen it. Now, other people will tell us, oh, you were speaking too fast. But when someone's shooting that bad in a couple games, not one game, a couple games, the regular season, pretty much, you got to make a change. If not, if they keep putting ground for the against Philly after what they did to him, if they keep doing it, they're gonna look like some idiots, and they're gonna be 2-5. So they better figure out something. At the end of the day, it's about trying to find ways to win. So the point guard's duty for Charlotte should be to give the ball to the scorers, which is Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham. The best person that could do that is LaMelo Ball. Case closed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if I'm gonna put a number on it, they're already negative. They should have, So, but I'm gonna say 1.5 games. They're gonna give this. They're gonna. He's the coach is being. Is he being stubborn, or is it the management has got a chain on him right now? Is Mitch Kupchak wanting to prove a point about how much more he needs to earn?
Oh, it's definitely some buck breaking going on. I'll tell you that. They trying to buck break him, but also Borregos is one of those super loyal coaches, and he is being stubborn. But like, it's getting to the point, Shanker, where like reporters are reading Devontae Graham's numbers in press conferences. like, this is a problem. This is trash. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. What were you saying, oh brother?
Yeah, are you there?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Nah, to that point, it's just there has to be a certain point when the coach is getting interviewed where he's going to have the same kind of lame excuse. I mean, he's kind of running out now, but at what point in time does it become where, it's so obvious by continuing to get called out on the numbers that they're losing? See, you got to look at how many games they're losing because of this formula. This is a losing formula. And you can't keep doing this if he wants to keep his job. But, Mitch could be one of those guys who's in control of this. That's what I'm saying. The way the coach is acting like he knows he's not in any kind of job danger by doing this.
Facts.
That's where I'm getting the vibe I'm getting.
And before we close out, man, it's been an excellent show. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel. Represent that new media. Look at the hashtag. Let it be known. This is the new norm, the new standard, new media in the house. It's just the beginning. I'll tell you, it's just the beginning. Let me read this last one because this caught my eye. We Hungry Bro says, I tweeted you, DJ. Look at Graham's stats. He took 15 shots last year and made 5. That's not good. He was never good. He was able to just pad his stats because of his usage rate. Boy, Red was telling me this. He was telling me this. So I don't want to hear anything about, well, Graham scored 18 last year. Who gives a shit? It's a what have you done for me lately business.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean by being exposed by LaMelo. His own teammates are going to get exposed, and this is what happened. They didn't have LaMelo on that team. And now he's been exposed.
I mean, it is what it is. And shout out to Tier Allen Entertainment, about to subscribe for the first time.
Shout
Wise
out.
decision, brother.
Hit that like button, y'all.
Yeah, hit that like, subscribe to the channel, man. Any last words, brother Rev?
Yeah, man. Before y'all say we ain't saying nothing about Lonzo. Lonzo had a game. He had a good game, and the Pelicans showed me a lot by closing out Toronto when they made that run. So shout out to Lonzo and the Pelicans tonight, and I hope he continues to grow and show levels of consistency. And shout out to the panel, my guy Shanker and DJ Ron Cut True.
Yeah, shout out to the Ball Bros. Shout out to Rev, Shanker, the chat. And you all make this possible. All praise to the Most High. What else? Shanker, you about to say something?
New media, man. Hashtag it.
Yeah.
New movement.
Yeah.
The raw, uncut truth right
That
here.
you deservedly need. Hell yeah. New media. Gets no better.
We're not buying the narrative. No more.
Yeah. Shout out to new media, man. Hashtag it. Let your homies know. Let your friend or a foe know. New media. All praise to the Most High. Keep your conscience clear. Meditate. Smoke herb if you have to. Do something, man. Just be positive. Peace.
Peace.